Yung sinabi ho ninyong Colonel Leonardo, going up the ladder, saan po patungo yon? Galing ng barangay, tapos na station commanders, then na chief of police, provincial directors, regional directors, hindi naman na, saan patungo po yung listahan ng narcolist?
Actually po, i-consolidate po yan sa national headquarters, Mr. Chair, yun po ang pagkakaalam ko.
Anyway, Colonel Leonardo, Mr. Chair, gusto ko lang ipaalam sa iyo na according to the affidavit of Colonel Garma, lahat po ng narcolist doon po patungo sa iyo. And then ikaw talaga ang may final authority to determine whether this individual should be included in that list or not.
To the committee, unfortunately, it was temporarily stopped for lack of time during the previous hearing. Now, we will now continue deliberations and we will proceed with questions to be propounded by the members to Colonel Edilberto Leonardo. So we have a list of those who wish to ask questions to Colonel Leonardo, and we'd like to start with Congressman Ernix Junicio. I'm sorry, Congressman Junicio. First, si Congressman Johnny Pimentel. Age first before beauty. And then after Congressman Pimentel, it is your turn. Congressman Pimentel, you are now recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Mr. Chair, during the last hearing, a supplemental affidavit was submitted by Colonel Garma. And in the affidavit, she mentioned Colonel Leonardo several times. In fact, in her affidavit, the name of Colonel Leonardo was very prominent. So may I now ask some questions to Colonel Leonardo? Colonel Leonardo, magandang hapon po. Kamusta po kayo?
Good afternoon, Mr. Chair. Mabuti naman po.
Colonel Leonardo, sabi nga nung sinabi ko kanina, nagbigay na po ng sinumpaang salaysay, dagdag na sinumpaang salaysay si Colonel Garma. And meron po akong mga katunungan kasi binanggit niya doon sa salaysay niya ang pangalan niyo, no? Now, so I will go through it. Noong May 2016, nakatanggap si Colonel Garma ng tawag galing kay former President Duterte around 5 a.m. in the morning, and told her or instructed her to meet former President at his residence in Doña Luisa, Davao. At that time, si Colonel Garma was already a station commander in one of the police stations in Davao. Alam naman po ninyo yun because you were assigned as CIDG Regional Director in Davao. Now, during the meeting, it was brought up by the former president tungkol sa Davao model, no? That he was contemplating of putting up parang task force or a team to replicate what they have been doing with regards to drug suspects in Davao City.
Congressman Johnny, can
Yes.
we ask Colonel Leonardo to transfer here so he will be nearer?
Oh, yes,
Doon na ba
of
tayo?
course.
Okay na ba dyan?
Okay, may I proceed, Mr. Chair? Anyway, doon po sa meeting, bring out na nga po ni former President Duterte yung paggawa ng isang task force or more or less a team on a nationwide scale to replicate his war on drugs in Davao City. Ngayon, tinanong ni President Duterte, si Colonel Garma, kung sinong pwede niyang i-recommend. Kung meron ba siyang kilala na may rekomenda to head the said team or task force. At that time, Colonel Garma was in quandary. She could not think of anybody because this was a big undertaking, considering that you can just imagine to bring the war on drugs on a national scale. It was already done for several years, in fact, I would say decades, ongoing in Davao City, but this time it will be done on a national scale. And that was in 2016, I believe, on the assumption of the new president. But eventually, Colonel Garma, naalala ka niya. Maybe nakita siguro ng Colonel Garma ang capability mo, yung kaalam mo sa mga operations, and she recommended you to President Duterte to head the task force to replicate the war on drugs in Davao City. Ang tanong ko po, kailan po kayo nag-usap ni former President Duterte?
Bago po siya naging, may I be clarified, Mr. Chair, kung ang tanong niyo po ba nung bago po siya mag-presidente?
No, he was already president at that time. Kasi prior to his assumption, he was already president-elect because this was in May 2016. Nagpapahanap po si President Duterte ng taong mabangunguna nung war on drugs niya on a national scale, and tinanong niya si Colonel Garma sino ang pwede niya may rekomenda. Naalala ka niya dahil upperclassman ka ni Colonel Garma, ikaw po ang nirekomenda. And then, tumawag I believe at that time, hindi pa kayo nagkakilala ni President Duterte, so merong a certain muking na tumawag kay Colonel Garma, hinihingi yung number mo. Nagkausap ba kayo nitong si Muking?
Mr. Chair, hindi po kami nagkausap ni Muking yung time na yon, Mr. Chair.
Colonel Garma, sino kaya nagsasabi ng totoo? Kasi nung araw din yun, tumawag siyang sumuking, hinihingi yung number ni Colonel Leonardo.
Yes, Mr. Chair, hiningi po yung number niya. Binigay ko lang po kay Muking. I do not know na po kung si Muking ba ang tumawag kay Sir o kung sino po. Basta hiningi lang po yung phone number ni Sir sa akin.
Anyway, Colonel Leonardo will always deny that, but let us go through the the timeline. Ngayon, I assume already, based on the affidavit, because this was under oath of Colonel Garma, that she's telling the truth. Kayo naman po, wala naman pa kayong sinumpaang salaysay na sinumitive dito. So mas naniniwala po ako dun sa sinabi ni Colonel Garma. Ngayon, after nirekomenda ni Colonel Garma, yung pangalan niyo kay Presidente, tumawag po si Muking, then a week later, tumawag yung si Art Narsoles, pinaalam kay Garma, meaning, meron na po kayong contact, pinatawag daw po kayo ni Presidente doon sa Mandaya Hotel in Davao for a meeting. Totoo po ba yun?
Mr. Chair, hindi po totoo yung nagpunta ako ng Mandaya. Kasi po ako, taga Davao po ako eh. Umuwi po ako, Mr. Chair.
Kailan ka ba nag-assign as a CIDG Regional Director?
First week of July, Mr. Chair.
First week of July of...
2016, Mr. Chair.
Eh, kayo doon na
As
nga po
regional
yun.
chief, as regional
Kaya
chief
po kayo nilagay doon sa CIDG, well, of course, based on the timeline, nagka-contact na po kayo ng former president nung May, and then actually, yung plano po nabuo na that you will head the task force, and then nung July, inassign ka na nga doon sa Davao. You were assigned in July 2016 until what year?
Until 2020, Mr. Chair.
Anyway, sasalaysay ko na lang, ano? So you proceeded to Mandaya Hotel for that meeting. And in fact, you called Colonel Garma and told her na 3 araw ka na nakatira doon sa Mandaya Hotel. Because sinabihan ka na nga ng former president na magbuo na ng task force. So you were there. And after that, naggumawa ka na ng plano which you submitted to the President. Hindi po ba, Colonel Leonardo?
Mr. Chair, pwede ko po bang i-narrate po yung pangyayari, if you allow me,
Ganito
Mr. Chair?
po. Noong May 2016, para klarong-klaro po, tinawagan ni Presidente Duterte si Colonel Garma para makipag-meeting sa kanya. Nag-meeting sila, nilatag ni Presidente kung anong plano niya. Gusto niyang gayahin yung Davao model, the war on drugs on a national scale. Tinanong si Colonel Garma ni Presidente, sino ang pwede mong i-rekomenda na manguna nitong plano ko na gawin war on drugs on a national scale? Ngayon, ang sabi ni Colonel Garma, ang naisip niya, walang iba, ikaw, Colonel Edelberto Leonardo, ang nirekomenda niya kay Presidente Duterte na manguna nung task force on a war on drugs on a national scale. After that, the day after, tumawag yung Muking naman, hiningi yung number ni Colonel Leonardo, and then eventually you made contact with Muking, and after that, you proceeded to Mandaya Hotel where you had a meeting with President Duterte. Doon pa lang muna tayo. Doon sa timeline na yon, Colonel Leonardo.
Mr. Chair, I was asking a while ago that if I may be allowed to narrate my, explain my side, Mr. Chair.
Sige, okay.
Sir, totoo po yun na meron talaga pong plan to create a task force. Actually, since we were still young in our career then, we are thinking, operational level lang po yung thinking namin. But that task force that was planned was, it was just a plan. It did not materialize, Mr. Chair, because upon assumption of then Chief PNP Bato de la Rosa, there was this operation plan, double barrel Tokhang, to be implemented by the PNP. So that task force that was planned is no longer applicable, Mr. Chair. Yun po ang nangyari.
So ngayon, inamit na ho ninyo na meron talagang planong ginawa.
Meron po, Mr. Chair. Yung
But
pong-
according to you, hindi po na-implement.
hindi po na-implement kasi po hindi nga po pala applicable yung task force.
Anyway, ituloy lang muna natin yung sinumpang salaysay ni Colonel Garma. So nakapag-meet na po kayo, and then after the meeting po, nakagawa na kayo, as you admitted, nakagawa na kayo ng plano, there was a proposal. In fact, after the submission of the proposal, this is the plan on war on drugs na, humingi po kayo na makipag-meet yung buong team na kay President Duterte, if I'm not mistaken, doon sa DPWH ng Panakan, Davao. Kilala mo po ba itong si Bakay?
Yes, Mr. Chair, kilala.
Ano bang posisyon nitong si Bakay?
I believe during the time he was with the PDEA, Mr. Chair. PDEG, Mr. Chair.
Taga Davao
I'm
din
not
po
sure.
ba ito, Colonel Leonardo? Taga Davao din po ba ito?
I believe he's from Luzon, Mr. Chair.
And of course, si Colonel Villela, I assume that you also know him, the former husband of Colonel Garma.
Yes, Mr. Chair, I know him.
Si Colonel Grijaldo, who was a resource person before, kilala mo rin siguro yon.
Yes, Mr. Chair.
Si Tucson, sino ba itong si Tucson?
Also, Class 97, Mr. Chair, kaya kilala ko rin po.
Police din po ito.
Police din po.
Itong si Duenas, sino ba ito?
I believe may Class 97 po na dueñas, Mr. Chair.
Well, itutuloy ko na po yung sinumpang salaysay. Ito yung grupo na nabuo po ninyo. And then these were the members, if I'm not mistaken, members of Class 97 PNPA and members of Class 96 PNPA. Ito ba yung mga membro ng Class PNPA 1997 and Class 96 PNPA? Ito mga binanggit kong mga personahe sa inyo?
Yun po, opo, Mr. Chair.
Nung pumunta kayo ng meeting, because we were informed, according to the affidavit, nag-meeting kayo doon sa Panacan, Davao, kasama na itong buong team, itong mga taga-PNP Class 96 and 97, and I understand that the former president was also there. And I believe that that was the time na plinano na talaga yung buo, yung sinubmit yung proposal. In fact, according to the affidavit, in-inform mo pa Colonel Leonardo, si Colonel Garba, na yung structure, yung proposal, yung plano, mapapalitan dahil there it would go under changes. Inamin nyo kanina na may plano na ho, hindi ba? Pero pinalitan ho ninyo because it will undergo changes. Ano ho yung pinalitan ninyo?
Actually, Mr. Chair, plano po yon na yun nga, magbubuo talaga po ng task force. Totoo po yun, Luzon, Visayas, and Mindanao. That composed of, yun nga po, yung may mga suggestion po kung sino po yung po pwedeng yung tutulong din. Yung po nga,
Colonel Leonardo, pwede mo bang isalaysay dito sa komitiba? Anong plano ba itong ginawa mo? Party saang plano po ito?
Mr. Chair, ang plano po kasi namin ay kaming lahat, po, hindi lang naman po yung mga nabanggit na pangalan. Halos sa buong PNP po noon ay tutulong po sa yung pagsugpo ng illegal na droga, Mr. Chair.
So actually, you're now admitting, Mr. Chair, that you indeed strategized a plan, submitted that a plan to the President regarding to neutralize drug lords, drug pushers. Hindi po ba?
Mr. Chair, yung task force, yung structure lang po ng task force po muna, yung plano naming buuin. Plano pa lang po yon na hindi nga po natuloy. Hindi po kami umabot dun sa...
So in short, Colonel Leonardo, sinasabi mo, gumawa na nga kayo ng structure. Na-admit mo na ngayon na nagkaroon kayo ng meeting, yung mga binanggit kong personahe po sa inyo, dahil ina-admit na ho ninyo ngayon, na napag-usapan na ninyo, na gumawa na kayo ng structure, nandun na yung mga personahe. Hindi po ba? So kasama na nga itong PNPA Class 96, PNPA Class 97, ito ho yung organization ninyo, yung sinasabi ninyong task force, hindi po ba?
Opo, Mr. Chair.
Okay. Now, totoo rin, ina-admit ho ninyo na nagkaroon ho talaga ng meeting doon sa Panacan, Davao, Colonel Leonardo.
Actually, Mr. Chair, it was not, it's a meeting between us only, but it was actually a courtesy call to the former President, Mr. Chair.
So, pag sinabi ho ninyo, Mr. Chair, na courtesy call, you cannot make a courtesy call to a ghost. Hindi, if you say courtesy call, eh kailangan makita mo yung tao na kinu-courtesy call mo. So that means you admitted that you made the courtesy call, so the President was there.
He was there, Mr. Chair.
Kasi nag-courtesy kaya kayo, di ba? O so nandoon.
Opo, Mr. Chair.
Oh, so in the meeting o in Panakan, you were there with the whole team, nandun din po si President Duterte, hindi po ba?
Nandun po siya, Mr. Chair.
Okay. Now, Colonel Leonardo, sino po ba itong si Lester Berganyo?
Si Lester Berganyo po ay civilian naman po na tinatawag lang po namin na parang striker po sa mga opisina.
Kasama
Ng
ito sa
CIDG
kasama po
11.
ninyo ito sa meeting doon sa Panakan.
Hindi po yata, Mr. Chair, kasi parang mga officers lang po yung kasama ko, Mr. Chair.
Sino po itong si Romel Bactat?
Ganon din po, tao po siya sa Region 11 CIDG, Mr. Chair.
So meaning mga pulis ito. Kasi
Yung
hindi ka
po-
magiging member ng CIDG office if you're not a member of the PNP, hindi po ba?
Tama po, Mr. Chair.
Itong si Lester Bergamo, pulis din ito.
Hindi po, Mr. Chair.
Informer.
Hindi naman po, striker po ang tawag kasi namin pagka yung...
Okay, can you elaborate more? Pag sinabi mong striker sa CIDG, ano ang trabaho ng isang striker sa CIDG?
Sa layman's term po, yung utusan lang, yung inuutusan po, kung ano lang po ang pwedeng ipabili, kung ano pong pwedeng iutos.
Bali ginagawa ho ninyo
Striker po
itong
ang tawag.
utusan.
Utusan po.
In short, pwede rin kasing ginawa niyong utusan, pwede rin ito maging spotter. Meaning, pwede ito ang informant to relate to the team, to the task force, sino ho yung mga drug lords, sino ho mga drug pushers. Kasi ito nga in layman's term, pero in police parlance, itong striker, ito ibig sabihin, yung ginagawa nilang utusan, ito yung mga informer, ito yung mga nagtuturo ng mga drug lords, ng mga kung sino-sino po ba, no? Then, itong si Serbo is, si Romel Bactat is a member of the CIDG Region 11, hindi po ba?
Tama po, Mr. Chair.
Itong si Rodel Serbo, sino po ba ito, Colonel Leonardo?
Ganon din po, CIDG personnel po siya, police din po siya.
So, police din ito. And din itong si Michael Palma,
Same po, police din po yan, Mr.
police
Chair.
din. Itong si Peter Parungo,
Yan po ay ganon din po, striker lang din po yan, si Peter Parungo.
anyway, Mr. Chair, itong mga binanggit ko mga pangalan, kasama din po ito sa meeting dun sa Panakan, Davao.
Hindi po, Mr. Chair, hindi po sila kasali.
Anyway, Mr. Chair, hindi kasama itong mga binanggit kong mga personahe, pero this was part of the team. Ito po ang kasama dun sa team na binuo na structure ni Colonel Leonardo. And Mr. Chair, yung binanggit mo kanina, Colonel Leonardo, meron pa po kayong kopya ng proposal o po yung structure na sinasabi ninyo?
Actually, plano lang po yun na parang Luzon, Visayas, Mindanao po, lalagyan ng mga tao. Ganun po ang plano namin, Mr.
Okay,
Chair.
what exactly is the plan, Mr. Chair, Colonel Leonardo? Pwede kasi structural organization yan. Pwede mo bang pakisalaysay dito? Sino ang head? Mayroon ba yung klase? Kagaya ng sa corporation, meron tayong chairman, may board of directors, meron po tayong presidente, tapos may mga middle managers. Ano ba yung structure na binabanggit ninyo dito para malinawagan po ang komitiba?
Actually po, yun nga po yung plano na kung akala namin uubra po yon na maglalagay po ng isang officer sa Luzon, maglalagay po ng tao niya. Tapos sa Visayas, maglalagay din po ng tao to be led by isang officer din at saka sa Mindanao. Ganun po sana ang plano.
But
Pero
it's
lumabas-
very clear, Colonel Leonardo, na itong structural organization na binabanggit mo, well, pag sinabi mong structural organization, there is a head, merong mga operatives, merong mga middle managers, ganun po ang structural organization eh. So meron pong talagang amo kayo, merong mga middle persons, merong top level management, and then may mga operatives. So I assume that you were the head of this task force together with PNPA 96 and 97, and then yung mga operatives mo, yung mga civilians na, yung sila Baktat na, sila Serbo, yung sinasabi ko. And then, itong structural organization na sinasabi mo, itong task force na sinasabi mo, sa gaya ng sinabi mo kanina, Colonel Leonardo, ito yung main purpose is gamitin yung structural organization to war on drugs. Hindi po ba?
Tumulong po sa war on drugs, Mr. Chair.
Ganun na ho yun. Tumulong o basta in short, yun ay ginamit yung structural organization. Pero ang sinasabi ho ninyo ngayon ay hindi na implementar. Pero yun po, kasinungalingan na po yun. Why will you create a structural organization composed of top police officers, of operatives na nakikita natin, mga operator talaga ito, tapos ito not be implemented. In fact, doon sa structural organization, napag-usapan ho ninyo, Colonel Leonardo, once the task force is already operational, doon na po papasok yung COPLAN funds. Operational funds, meaning yung reward system, the funds for operational expenses, and ang rewards po na ito, in fact, may mga bank accounts ni Peter Parungo sa Metrobank, BDO, and PS Bank. At ito po ang ginamit na conduit na ginamit na pondo para doon sa reward money. That is why, Mr. Chair, I believe that we should, to the COMSEC and Mr. Chair, I request that Mr. Peter Parungo be invited for the next hearing para malaman natin kung saan pumasok itong mga pera for the reward money. And then, Colonel Leonardo, sino po ba ang gumagawa ng listahan sa narcolist?
Mr. Chair, ang mga listahan po ay, ang pagkakaalam ko po, ay nanggagaling po sa mga regions. Una po ay manggagaling sa mga local police. Yung local police naman kukunin muna sa mga barangay. And then, go up the ladder po hanggang sa provincial and regional. Magkakaroon po sila ng intelligence validation workshop po, Mr. Chair. And
Yung sinabi ho ninyong Colonel Leonardo, going up the ladder, saan po patungo yun? Galing ng barangay, tapos na station commanders, then na chief of police, provincial directors, regional directors, hindi naman saan patungo po yung listahan ng narcolist?
actually po, i-consolidate po yan sa national headquarters, Mr. Chair, yun po ang pagkakaalam ko.
Anyway, Colonel Leonardo, Mr. Chair, gusto ko lang ipalam sa iyo na according to the affidavit of Colonel Garma, lahat po ng narcolist doon po patungo sa iyo. And then ikaw talaga ang may final authority to determine whether this individual should be included in that list or not. And that is why, in fact, Colonel Wesley Barrioga, although he was not involved sa drugs, pero after Wesley Barrioga was killed, nilagay ho ninyo doon sa pangatlong listahan si Wesley Barrioga because in the operations of the war on drugs, it is very clear, Mr. Chair, na ang main ikangang operator of the war on drugs was Colonel Leonardo. Marami ho nagsasabi sa resource persons natin pointing to Colonel Leonardo. So I suggest, Colonel Leonardo, na mas mabuti sigurong sabihin mo na lahat dito. And Mr. Chair, nakikita na po talaga natin that indeed the affidavit of Colonel Garma is true. It was corroborated already by Colonel Leonardo. Lahat po ng sinaad dito ni Colonel Garma, ipinatunayan po ni Colonel Leonardo. Pati yung meeting with the PNPA class, pati yung structural organization, sinabi din po sa salaysay ni Colonel Garma na nagkaroon ng meeting, nagkaroon ng structural plan, which was corroborated by Colonel Leonardo. So therefore, Mr. Chair, all the things na sinabi ni Colonel Garma dito sa affidavit niya ay totoo po lahat. Yun lang po, Mr. Chair.
Thank you, Congressman Pimentel.